and welcome to Nothing to Wear. Lee here. Now today I've got Liv James coming back. If you missed it the first time, she joined us to teach us everything about Pinterest, which changed my life. Liv is 25 and runs the social here at Mamamia, and she is so stylish. So we're going to talk 2 generations, why we fight about socks and everything in between.
You have to do it. You live for fashion.
Liv, welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
You were last on the show on the Pinterest episode, which changed my life, but luckily I get to see you every week, and you are young and fun and cool, and that's why you're here. But first, before we get into the topic, the 2 questions I ask returning guests.
Yeah.
What's your biggest fashion splurge or impulse purchase?
Okay, so I like to be quite calculated about what I buy because I do like to buy quality pieces that sometimes cost a bit of money and I have to really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did recently buy a dress and I didn't think about it. I probably thought about it for 10 minutes.
Because it was love?
It was just love.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's from a brand called Apres Studios, which is Australian-made
Like
designed.
Apres, like with the S, like the ski word?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going skiing?
No.
Okay, good.
No, it's actually more like Victorian.
Oh, well, last time you were on, we talked trends, and there was that
We did.
weird Victorian.
Yeah, Castle Core.
Castle core. There
But
you
I
go.
actually said that I wouldn't wear a drop waist.
Oh,
And guess what this has?
a drop waist.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, so it's, this brand went viral for the bubble mini dress.
I thought that was witchery again. No, I'm not anti. I just was there the first time. Well, the first time for me.
Yes,
yeah, okay.
exactly right.
Yes.
So that went viral because Hailey Bieber wore it.
Oh, it's
And-
very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Lee.
And
very
you.
cool. Yeah. And I was like, okay. So I've been watching them. The bubble mini dress I found hard because I was like, I can't wear that every day. But this is a maxi. It's like a plaid kind of blue and pink pattern.
Heaven.
And it has an elastic top.
Okay.
So it fits really nicely, like clings to you, but then it pushes out.
From where? The waist or
So
the
it has
hip?
a little bit of a dropped waist.
Okay.
So it kind of like does a V.
Oh, yes.
So it shapes you really nicely.
And what's the top like? Like less sleeves?
top is like a t-shirt.
Oh, I'm into this.
Yeah, and it's 100% cotton. It was a bit spendy. It was around $400.
Yeah.
Handmade though, like it is like
Yeah.
but I really loved it. you know?
And you're going to wear the shit out of it?
Oh yes, I wore it to Easter. My mum loved it.
Okay.
She like gets the mum tick of approval, and I can wear it to work as well.
Yeah, okay, good.
You know?
All right. So
Yeah.
you are quite considered. I need to learn to not just to click and not need my credit card. I mean, you wouldn't even know what it's like to need to go and get your credit card out of your wallet.
Don't have a wallet.
Do you have a style muse? And if so, who and why?
Yeah, I have. I was thinking about this. I've got 2 that
Okay.
automatically they spring to mind every time. There's this one girl called Elsa Ray.
Great,
She's
don't know who she is.
She's on TikTok. She's awesome. She's got around 40,000 followers. She lives in
Oh,
Melbourne.
So not too huge.
No, not
Okay.
massive. But she's a very cool, but she's not afraid to mix patterns where they shouldn't be, and she does it in a very nice way, and she does color in a considered way, but it still feels fun.
Okay.
So I'm always saving her videos
Because
no
you
matter
have
what.
fun with fashion. You are
Yeah.
very cool, but not like trying to be generic cool girl cool. You're like
Yes.
quirky.
Yes.
If that's, I hope you take that as a compliment.
No, absolutely. And I think
Yes.
she does that really well.
Okay.
But she still does it with pieces that you can get from like the Iconic.
Yeah,
like,
cool.
She's not.
It's attainable.
Yes,
Love.
absolutely.
Who's the other one? Is
The
it Lee
other
Campbell?
one. Do you know what? Literally, I could literally put you in there.
Shush.
I could put that. Although I feel like sometimes I wear things if you wore, you would be like,
No way. No way. Who's the other one?
The other one is an OG YouTuber from America. Her name is Lexi Lombard, and I think
I think even I've heard that name.
she's so cool. She's friends with like Billie Eilish and stuff. Like
Oh, yeah.
she's really cool. She's
I
got.
thought you were going to say Billy Idol. This is the perfect episode for this.
Yeah, no.
No, okay.
But, maybe a fan of Billie Idol
Yeah,
she might be.
maybe.
So you know how, like, I obviously love Pinterest. I'm subscribed to her Pinterest board.
Okay.
And I have a little widget on my phone, home screen, and it generates new images every hour from my saved boards, which I know might sound a little bit complicated.
I have that from my phone photos, but it's just
Yes.
of my kid as a baby and stuff.
Yes, so it's
Okay.
exactly that, but for your Pinterest boards.
Oh.
And every time a photo from her board comes up, I click on it, and I'm like, I need that. And she
Wait,
just...
do you have to have we're going back to the Pinterest
Yeah,
episode.
we
Do you
are,
have
we
to
are.
have saved the picture from Pinterest
No.
or it's just accounts you follow?
Just accounts you follow or subscribe to. It's the best. It's like, so you're surrounding yourself with constant
Inspo.
inspiration. Inspiration. Yeah.
You live in the future.
I love it.
Oh my God, thank God you're here. Well, Liv, I love you. We talk a lot. We get along.
Yeah.
We are 20 years apart.
We are.
Almost. I aged myself a
Yeah,
bit. You're 25, I'm
yes.
43. So pretty much 2 decades between us.
Yeah.
And so that makes you technically Gen Z, me, a millennial, technically an elder millennial. And I want to ask you, I know you can't speak for your entire generation, but how do you feel about all the content and the articles and the things we say that says, Gen Z says they can tell someone's a millennial when they wear ... Like that kind of content that feuds these two generations, mostly women, kind of against each other.
It really does. And look, like, it clicks, like it works.
Yeah.
We've done
like we know
content.
here it works.
Absolutely. But personally, I think it's really tired. And honestly, when I look at the things that my Gen Z is obsessed with right now, ballet flats, side parts, peplum, I'm sorry, but where are all those coming from?
Us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I don't think we're afraid to admit that. We all know that, and we all understand that fashion has a cycle. It always comes back.
Yes.
But
it's, I guess for you guys, I mean, we're generalizing here, but
Yeah.
to make the point, it's kind of like your first time with that trend.
Yes.
And I remember 20 years ago thinking, I'm so cool and what my mum wears is so daggy or whatever. But she's like, babe, I wore that 20 or 30 years ago.
Yes. And I think a really good example when I was thinking about it was there was an interview with Apple Martin, Gwyneth's daughter, and Gwyneth has this amazing archive closet that she's done a tour of. And they asked Apple, I can't remember what publication it was, but they were like, do you go in there? And her eyes literally lit up like my eyes would. And she goes, absolutely, it's my favorite place.
Oh, cute.
And I was like, yeah, we understand that maybe there's a few things that we don't love, like, no show socks. We'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
I'm not going to budge on that.
Okay.
But you guys walked so we could run.
Yes. Thank
really
you,
did.
Liv.
And
Thank you.
We're taking things and we're rewriting it, but I also think a big difference is that we're growing up with Pinterest and TikTok where things happen really fast, right?
Oh, so I bought Dolly or Cleo or Cosmo. I saved up. So once, Cosmo and Cleo came out fortnightly, because once a month, and we would go that you had a certain amount of pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you saw an ad on the TV or a movie.
Yeah.
God, I sound old. So the amount of content and inspiration that we all have access to now, but we didn't really grow up in our formative years of deciding what style was. And there were so few stores and there wasn't online shopping. So, that's a big part of it too.
Absolutely. And I think that's probably the biggest part because we are programmed to know, okay, tomorrow I'm going to shift this one thing to be different. Whereas you guys were always taught to have a capsule wardrobe.
Yes.
What fits your body this way, all that kind of stuff.
You went shopping maybe... I mean, you got a special treat before Christmas to wear in summer and then you bought some winter stuff because it was cold.
Yeah.
Wow, I sound like I'm from the Great Depression.
No, but truly, I think that is a huge difference. We go fast and you guys are more probably considered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Gen Z in general.
Yeah.
How do you think they feel about millennials or even Gen X? Because, Holly and me are both here at Gen X and I think are very stylish. But in general, do you think older generations that are, 2 decades, 3 decades older, uncool, old lady, too different to what your friends wear?
I think it's very personal. I was on Instagram a few days ago and Kate Middleton popped up and she was wearing a Baker Boy hat. You know, those little
I know
caps.
what one is.
And I didn't.
There you go.
I was like, what's this? And I then got on the phone to my mum and she's Gen X, and she was like, I had one of those hats. And I was like, I actually really like it. It made me want to buy it. And I think Vogue called it a style revival or something. They didn't call it old. They didn't call it chuggy or, just lame or anything. They were like, it's coming back. So I think that I don't think it's about age. I really don't.
Yeah.
I think it's there's these weird mental blocks. And I see it in the office. I see it with people that I talk to that they're like, I just couldn't wear that.
Yes.
And I'm like, but you could.
Yeah.
You really could.
Or I couldn't shop there or I couldn't wear that because of my age. And And that's a mental barrier I've had to overcome and, don't really think about now. But it's a lot of the listeners here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, It's hard because obviously there's things that you're like, you know, if my mum rocked up to like family dinner and she was wearing like a Von Dutch cap and like jorts, I'd be like, okay, like something's wrong.
Totally.
And
How old's your mum? Do you mind me asking?
52.
Yeah, see, she's young. That's Mia and Holly's age. But
Yeah.
if your mum did jorts with like a really cool shirt,
Yeah.
like it's more about the item and how it's styled across
Yes.
generations, right? Rather than an entire look.
Yeah, it's like rewriting it and doing it in your own way and making sure that it actually still feels like you. So I guess
Yes.
that's probably what would freak me out. If mum wore it the way that I wore it, I'd be like, what's going on? But maybe she could like, you know, maybe she'd go red jorts and I'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Or a denim jort with a nice shirt. I mean, I don't know what your
Actually,
mum's
that's
into.
no, that's true. I could actually see like you would kill that.
I love a jort.
Yeah.
So as a Gen Z and as someone that professionally gets paid to run social media,
Yeah.
where do you get your style inspo from? Where do you see cool brands, cool trends, cool looks, cool pieces? Because for me, I'm still mostly Instagram.
Yeah.
But that was a big departure for me from, you know, magazines and then websites, blogs.
Absolutely. Mainly TikTok. Like
Mainly
that
TikTok.
when I really come down to it and I'm like, okay, where do I see something and then want to buy it? It is always TikTok. And I think it has kind of taken over what would have been magazines for you guys.
Yes.
And
even Instagram. I feel like my generation's kind of slowly maybe being forced to go onto TikTok, but we love Instagram. But your generation tends to go to TikTok first for that.
And I use it as a search engine. So I will, just as much as I'll go to Google and be like, okay, I want to find a white sneaker, I will look that up in TikTok first.
What?
So I can see someone talking about it and I can see them putting it on and I can see them being honest about it.
review.
Yeah, and also I can see how they style it. So, and that way I won't just get the same white sneaker over and over again and I won't just get that like stock image of it on a white background. Like I'm like, what can I actually do with that? Nothing. So then I'll watch this video, see how they style it. If I like the whole outfit, screenshot. ASOS, which I really love, has this feature where you can upload a screenshotted photo and you can put it into their search engine and they'll just pop out all the
Similar
products.
I've seen I've seen the little button on the website and I was like, that looks like the future.
It's pretty much like it is actually the future.
I know how to reverse Google image.
Yeah, that's good too, but
It's not as good.
It's not as good. It's not as good.
Liv, you're amazing. Would you say you follow fashion trends? I mean, I get to blame my job and I think that I'm original and stylish, but I really do follow a lot of fashion trends each season.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to admit it. I'm a bit of a sheep. I'm kind of a mid sheep. I'm not a leader, but I'm not a follower. Do you think you follow trends? And I feel like your generation don't as much, or maybe we're just seeing a whole different world of trends that aren't,
Yeah.
because I'm not looking where your trends are.
I think it's hard because like you could probably find someone that dresses exactly the same way as you now in probably like 5 minutes. So everything kind of
Like you?
Yeah, like I really struggle with that. I think like half the time, because it is very important to me that I feel like I'm dressing as myself and like in an individual way. But you know, there's like memes at the moment that are like, have I ever had an original thought? Because you see people doing the same thing as you, even if you thought you were the first person in the world to do it.
Yeah.
There's like 3 sneakers that are on my wish list right now.
Well, tell me about them, please.
Bad Bunny has a new collab with Adidas. It's like a ballerina shoe.
I have seen those. I thought Bad Bunny was the brand to start with. I was like, oh my God.
He's the singer. He dated Kendall Jenner for a little bit.
Never heard of him.
Okay, all right.
What's the
He's
next
cool.
one?
The other one is Asics has done this collab with a brand called Story MFG, and it's gingham. And so the whole thing is
cool.
in a gingham pattern. It's really cute. Looks like a little
Okay.
picnic. Another one which will be interesting for you. And I actually think you could look really good in these. Do you know the brand Merrell?
No. Isn't it ugly?
Yeah.
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 Isn't it like a raincoat brand or something? No,
They're
like
like-
it's like,
They're like a hiking brand.
yeah.
Like Solomon.
Like outdoor.
Yeah. But they're having a bit of a rebrand.
Oh.
And I would die to see you in these shoes. They're doing this like rebrand and they're cool now. Like I was just in Tokyo, which
You were.
was amazing.
Whole other topic we need to cover.
Whole other topic. But they had a storefront in Shibuya, and I was like, okay, I'm clocking this. Like, you guys are on the rise.
Okay.
Because if it's in Tokyo and if they have a storefront, something's going on.
Okay. But what did the shoe look like?
So the shoes, they look like dad shoes, but there's one.
Like a dad sneaker?
Yeah, but they can get really hikey. Like, you really are going for a trek. But there's one specific pair that is a leather woven slip-on kind of slide, but it's closed toe.
Okay, it sounds okay.
And
it's not in croc territory, is it? Does it feel crocky?
I wouldn't say no.
Oh, God.
But it's just cool.
But see, that's where I think it's so clever of you, maybe because of your generation or your job that you've seen that. I would have walked past and gone, ugly shoe, ugly shop, keep going. Maybe that's why I keep shopping in the same place.
I almost think we have this thing where it's like, if it's ugly, we'll like it.
Yeah.
The uglier, the better. I do feel like that you can't be wearing a shoe like that with an outfit that doesn't feel delicate or
a balance.
Yeah, you've got a balance. You know the wrong shoe theory.
Yes.
So you put your outfit on and then you go, what shoe would I never wear with this? And you put that shoe on.
Yeah.
And that's a good outfit.
Okay.
It kind of stems into that.
I like that your generation knows that theory.
Yeah.
We're going to play a game. We both have to answer. I have not thought about mine.
Yep.
20 years apart, we both answer what we're likely to wear to these following occasions. So clothes, shoes, accessories, all of it.
Yep.
Okay. The first scenario you're going to, and I'm going to, is dinner with friends, so male, female, and we're at quite a fancy restaurant, and then we're going to a bar after. Do people of your age go to a bar?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay,
yes,
go to a bar.
Yes.
What are you wearing?
I will probably go, I am a sucker for the trend at the moment with the sheer skirt.
Yes.
I love the sheer skirt.
You and I both. You got me onto my favourite one from Verge Girl that you said you were going to buy and I bought it first. Lucky we don't hang out.
I'm still yet to get that. It's in the back of my mind.
Okay.
But I'd probably go, let's say that skirt. I'd go that skirt and just an oversized T-shirt, which I know is probably, I was thinking about it. We've got a few situations that you're going to give me. I could wear maybe all of my suggestions to any of them. Yeah. Which is interesting.
But I'm not anti this. We're at a fancy restaurant. So what shoe are you doing?
I would do a kitten heel.
Okay.
I love a kitten heel. One of my favourite kitten heels at the moment is from Zara. It's got a leopard print on it with a little bow. Looks very 90s.
Cute.
And then, so a bit of pattern clashing there.
Okay.
Which would tickle my brain
in
a nice way.
And the shoe and the skirt is quite dressy, so the T-shirt's okay for the fanciness.
And I would do like a pretty statement necklace and gold hoops.
Okay, I'm vibing that.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't know what I'm wearing. Well, you know what? I probably would wear a sheer skirt too because a maxi skirt or lacy sheery.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd do a tea to a fancy restaurant.
Okay.
I've been loving I know it's getting colder, but it's not a singlet top, but it's a sleeveless sort of lower neck but long enough to cover the bum and the front
No, actually, I think I've seen you wear that. Yeah.
I'd probably do a higher heel because I still have that hangover from where fancy restaurant means high heel, which your generation doesn't have.
We don't.
And probably a blazer.
Nice.
Oversized.
Yes.
All right, you're going to brunch with your girl group.
Yes. I would do a cute little, probably like a mini dress and then knee-high boots.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not heeled.
No,
we like the flat knee-high.
Okay.
Or I would do a co-ord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cute.
So I wouldn't do a kitten heel.
Okay. No, right.
No, I wouldn't.
Would you do a sneaker with the mini stress?
Yeah.
Okay. And your socks because you love socks.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Always ankle length socks. Always.
We'll get into
probably
that.
a pop of colour. Sock.
Okay.
As we know.
I'm going to wear my high-waisted barrel leg jeans, of which I have 750 pairs.
Nice.
Going into the cooler, I try and wear sandals for as long as I can because I hate winter shoes. But if it's cold, I'd do a loafer.
Okay.
I don't really do a lot of trainers or sneakers.
No.
And I'm going to do a T-shirt, probably a plain T-shirt like I've got on today with a belt, or a T-shirt with a respectable logo like an Anine Bing or something that says I'm a bit fancy, but it's not like
But I'm chill.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. Nice.
That's me.
I like that.
Now we're going to a work-related event. I guess in our industry, so creative. You're not going to the ballet, maybe you are, but what would you wear with the work stuff?
I would probably go with a matching, I'd go with a suit, but a coloured suit. And then I'd do a graphic tee under it.
Oh, cool.
Preferably with an image. So
yes.
it's a bit of like
So you can see something popping out.
Yeah.
I'm vibing that, and that's very Mia.
Yeah, like a Merrell Streep. Like, can you imagine you've got like a matching suit on and then Merrell Streep is like just on your shirt?
And what's our footwear for this work event?
I would probably do a little kitten heel as well.
Okay, good.
Just to like, you know,
Yeah,
like
it's
I'm
work.
at work.
Yeah.
I'm, you know.
For me, I do still go to a lot of work events. I am generally a low kitten heel, maybe even a loafer if it's not that dressy. I don't believe in shoestring straps or anything too thin for a shoulder for anything work related. But again, that's a hangover from my old days.
Yeah.
Or if I do, everything else has to be very covered. So I would probably do like a pant, like a nice wide leg pant, and probably a shirt.
Beautiful. That's very simple. Very
It's simple, but I
sophisticated.
guess I could be in the lawyer's office. Liv James, thank you for representing your wonderful generation who
course.
can run because we walked. And I love that we're trying to put to rest the generational war of fashion because clothes are fun.
Yes,
and it's
clothes
for
are
everyone.
fun.
And we can learn from each other.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining me.